So this is an update to where, to what's happened with the car since the last one. The video is called Volvo 850 T5-R walk around. Right now the car is between trips to the paint shop. Nothing has changed on the inside, so this is still torn. My cup holder is now slightly more broken, but only because it's been sort of bothered a little bit. I'm gonna need another one of those things. There's a little crack there in the walnut that I gotta hopefully snap together and glue. But you can see I have been driving the car, so it's getting out there. It's not a trailer queen. Current issues: I've got a rattling brake caliper, not the brake caliper, but there's no shims in the shoes, and so they rattle like crazy if I go over bumpy roads. I did the parking brakes. There's some stuff under the hood that I'm going to show. And then it went over, so this was there was some gray, and then this here is all new paint. So the only difference really is just in the shine. So this is old, and then this is new. So this is just, in person, is just slightly duller than this, and then this is going to be repainted because when they were doing prep work, the paint started flaking. So that's going to come out and then get repainted. When it goes back to the paint shop, they're actually going to detail the car, polish everything, get the shine up. So the top panels do have some slight fading. So I'm not sure how well this is going to show up, but I assure you it's there. This whole thing is getting resprayed. The bumpers, the gray trim is going to get either heat gunned or stained with, back to black, forever black, something like that. Stuff like that. The touch-ups are going to be done. So we'll probably go through with like a dry erase marker and just mark out areas that are going to need paint. And then down there. So I've already been there and I've discussed the options. They feel really good about it. So they're confident, I'm confident. We're going to try to get the car to maybe an 8 or 9 out of 10. Before, there was also a knocking sound, so when you close the door it would sort of go bump, and I found it was actually part of the regulator track that snapped off. Now the window still works fine, but I do know someone with a parts car, so I hope to grab that out of there, out of his parts car, and just swap that out before it does become an issue. There are some chips on the bumper, but the car's got, according to the computer, 275,000 miles on it. So that's to be expected. That stuff's gonna get sanded down and then just painted over. Now these guys right here, I did unplug them. They do still work, but if you're familiar with 850s, you know that they don't work for long after you buy them. And then the intercooler hoses I bought recently, they were the blue ones from FCP were actually on clearance, so I saved $10 and got blue. So there's the one back there, those guys down there, and then all the way down at the bottom, where it goes into the bottom of the intercooler. It's brand new. This is a new coolant bottle. I did the oil change. I've done 4 drain and fills on the transmission. Reverse is slightly better. It doesn't slam into gear as bad now. The fluid's still dark, but I've got 2 more jugs that I plan on doing in the coming days or week or 2. We did the oil change. It's got a new MAN filter. That's a new MAN air filter, and then a new MAN branded cabin air filter. I did have an issue with the sprayers, so this would not fill with the washer fluid, and so when I dropped the bottle, I found that it was actually full. And the real issue with, it was just not spraying up at the top, is that the fluid was, just popping up out of this right here. So I think there's something wrong with the little blue thing down there. So I just have those 2 hooked up to the tree, and then they bypass the washer things on the headlights. So those are now unplugged. They don't squirt out liquid at all now, and then all the pressure comes up. It'll fill that little bottle there, and once it fills up, then the pressure builds up, travels up into the hose, and then comes out of there. That's probably another trip to a parts car in order to get that sorted out. Not a big deal. And then I've got some new wipers. I've driven the car probably 500 or 600 miles since the walk around video, and it's been fine. We've passed inspection. I put in the new parking brakes, so it's running very well. Shifts very well. But it's definitely a car with 300, almost 300,000 miles on it. Certainly feels like it. The brakes are great. So there's some suspension things I need to look into, and then she's gonna go to back to the paint shop and get treated. So that's about it. That's everything I've got for my 850 T5-R yellow at the moment. Those trim pieces the previous owner is going to be sending me, as well as a new walnut shifter. And if the transmission decides to go out on me, then I'm doing a manual swap. So, alright, and that's it. See everybody later.